Every time a host comes up to us and says, "I'm not getting booked," we find the same problem.
They can't see their listing the way a guest sees it. They see the property they decorated, the title they wrote, the price they set. However, the guest sees one of 20 options on a screen, and something about your listing is making them scroll past it. Most hosts have a blind spot when it comes to their own properties.
We've spent over a decade actively hosting, built a multi-million-dollar rental portfolio, and helped over 1,000 hosts grow a more profitable business. Collectively, those hosts are generating over $2 million in bookings every single month. So we've seen all the mistakes that hosts make.
And today, we're going to show you the 6 mistakes that makes guests skip your listing. That's hard to say. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what to fix to get more bookings. Reason number 1, your photos are costing you bookings. Before a guest reads your title or checks your price, they are looking at your photos. That is the first decision point. And most hosts think their photos are fine. You decorated the space, you furnished it, you walked through it, it looks good to you, but you are not your guest.
A guest scrolling Airbnb is not trying to see the square footage of your bedroom. They're trying to feel what it would be like to sleep there. That is the difference between real estate photography and short-term rental photography. Real estate photos, they shoot from one corner of the room, show you how big it is, because if you're the buyer, you're imagining your own furniture in the space. But your guest is not imagining anything. They want to see the bed they're going to sleep in, the kitchen they're going to cook in, and the view they're going to wake up to.
And then there's the photo that you took just to get the listing live, the one you told yourself was only temporary, or the one that's supposed to show off your best amenity, but the angle or the lighting is actually making guests scroll right past it, right? You don't see it because you know what the room looks like in person. You can't unknow your property from your perspective. The guest doesn't have that context. All they have is the photo.
This is why we tell every client, hire a professional photographer who has shot short-term rentals specifically. Not a real estate photographer, not a wedding photographer. Just because the camera is professional doesn't mean that they are an expert. And you must be there for the shoot because you know what makes each space special. The photographer, they know how to capture it. But here's what professional photos do not mean. Making your space look better than it really is. That is the fastest way to a bad review. Professional means showing exactly what your space is in the best possible light. You want a guest to walk in and think, this looks just like the photos. Not, this is nothing like the photos.
Even a great photo can only show what a space looks like, right? It can't tell a guest what's inside the cabinets or how far the beach is. That's what the captions of your photos are for. If your kitchen is fully stocked, say it in the caption. If that view is 15 steps from the back door, say that. Captions answer the questions a photo raises, and they do it while the guest is still looking at the image before they scroll to the next listing.
Now, here's the part that most hosts just set it once and never touch it again. It is your hero image. It's the very first photo a guest sees that needs to match who is exactly booking your property right now. So if guests are booking 6 weeks out and it's May, your hero image should show what a guest coming in late June cares about. A snowy hot tub photo in July tells a guest this listing is asleep at the wheel. Your best photo from December might be your worst photo in June. Reason number 2, your listing title is generic. And most hosts write their title like a label. Cozy cabin, downtown apartment, 2-bedroom, 1-bath. And this makes sense. However, you're just describing what you have. But here's what's happening. A guest already has filtered the location. They filter the bedroom count and the property type before they've even seen your title. They already know you're a 2-bedroom in downtown. Your title just repeated what they searched for. It told them absolutely nothing new. Your title has one job: answer the question, why choose you and not the other listing? That's it, 50 characters to make the right guest stop scrolling and book with you.
When it comes to that title, you have, at the time of this recording, 50 characters, and the first 30 are the most important. Lead with the single most valuable call out you have at the beginning of your title. Not the second most interesting thing about your property, the first thing, the one thing that makes the right guest stop scrolling in that season, okay? So the thing that stops your guest from scrolling in, like we said, in July and June is going to be different from the winter months. So start with your guest avatar. Who books your property? Why do they come to your area? What amenity do they keep raving about in reviews? How close are you to what matters most to them? Those answers are your title. Every word either earns trust or it doesn't.
And here's something we're watching happening in real time, especially in saturated markets. Hosts have been getting very comfortable letting ChatGPT write their titles. And when everyone is using AI without a clear picture of who their guest avatar is, every title just starts sounding the same. In a market where 20 properties are competing for the same exact guest, a generic AI-generated title becomes invisible. Your title has to come from what you know about who books your property and why. No tool can know that better than you. You own the property.
And here's the thing, your title is not permanent either. It should shift with your booking window. If there is a major event in your market and you still have availability, put it in the title. That guest is searching right now and your competitors already updated theirs and now you gotta catch up. Reason number 3, your description is repelling guests. Ooh. So a guest clicked on your listing, your photos got them there, your title got them there. Now they're reading your description. And this is where a lot of hosts lose the booking. Not because the information isn't there, but because it's in the wrong order or the wrong format, or it's just not speaking to them. Once a guest clicks, you have a limited amount of space before the guest hits that show more box, right? You know the box. Those lines above the show more box are your conversion window. What you lead with depends on your avatar cares about. If proximity is why the guest books you, lead with that. If it's the amenity, lead with that. Know what your guest came for and put it first, put it right there so they click show more and you keep them on your listing for longer.
Below the show more section, use the bullet point method. Break out your description by space. So kitchen, capitalize, then bullet points. What is actually in it? Fully stocked, coffee maker, blender, etc., etc. Bedroom 1, queen bed, blackout curtains, ensuite bath. Guests they're scanning this. They're not reading paragraphs. You want to make it impossible for them to miss what they want to say yes to, what they need to say yes to.
Get specific on proximity. If you are 25 steps from the beach, say 25 steps. If you're 7 minutes to the park entrance, say 7 minutes. Every specific detail in your description is a question a guest avatar never has to message you to ask, and one less reason for them to keep searching.
But there is a version of this that is worse than a weak description, and it's a description that is actively scaring guests away. You know who you are out there. And most hosts who have one don't even realize it.
What is it? Give it to us.
It's all cap sections. It's house rules buried in the listing copy. It's a new rule added every time a guest did something that bothered you. You need to read your description right now and ask yourself, do I sound like a host that actually wants to welcome guests into my home? Or do I sound like someone that will be watching the ring camera like the entire trip, doing the finger wagging, don't do this at the guests during their stay? Guests read that energy, and they are booking somewhere else.
By the way, inside of our private one-on-one coaching program, Strategic Host, we begin every client's journey with a full listing and pricing audit. We deep dive your listing and all of your pricing settings and make sure they're customized for your property's success in your market. The link in the description to apply is there for you to see if we're a great fit.
Reason number 4, you don't have a pricing strategy. If you're not getting booked, you've probably already done the one thing every host does first, and that's lower your price. And if you're fully booked, you probably think that your pricing is working. Both of those instincts are wrong, and here's why. Here's a rule we use with every client, and it holds across every market. If your occupancy is above 94%, you are underpriced. A calendar that full means demand is outpacing your rate, and you are celebrating a full calendar while the gap between what you're making and what you could be making grows every single month.
And if you are consistently having to lower your price to get booked, that's a signal too. Something is wrong with your base rate. Dropping your price to fill your calendar is not a strategy, my friends. It is a symptom that your pricing was never set correctly to begin with. That is the conversation we have when a client comes to us and says that they've tried everything.
When you price too low, Your highest value dates, for example, those peak weekends, the holidays, high demand windows, those go to guests who just booked you at the lowest rate. The guests who were ready and prepared to pay your full rate, they never even got to see those dates. They were already gone. And also right now, turn off Airbnb smart pricing. Airbnb's goal is to get a guest into a property at the lowest price. You need a third-party dynamic pricing tool that is built to maximize what you are making. One that accounts for your market, your comp set, your lead time, and demand windows you would never be able to catch on your own. We'll link the one that we use below.
But here's another tip that I've got to share with you. Like, the pricing tool alone is not a strategy. You can't just sign up for it and think like, check that off my list. You have to know how to optimize it. You've got to know how to use it. We've actually seen more harm than good when not used in conjunction with an actual pricing strategy. This is exactly what we help hosts with do inside of our one-on-one coaching program, Strategic Host. But even if you don't join us there, like, you've got to know that that's just not enough, and you can't blame the software if you're not telling it what to do. And reason number 5, your reviews are not working for you. Hosts with a high volume of reviews can charge $20 to $50 more per reservation. I'm going to say that one more time. Hosts with a high volume of reviews can charge $20 to $50 more per reservation.
Well, hosts with good reviews.
Well, yes.
High volume
You're
of
right,
good
you're
reviews.
right, you're right. I want you to let that sink in. $20 to $50 more per booking just from having more good reviews than the host next to you. Across a full calendar, that is thousands of dollars in additional revenue that you are not capturing if you're not prioritizing capturing positive reviews. It does not happen by accident, though.
After you have delivered an excellent stay, ask for the review directly. Don't bury it in a long checkout message. Not if you have a moment. A warm, specific ask. If you loved your stay, a 5-star review means everything to a small hosting business like ours, and we'd love to hear what you enjoyed most. Tell guests exactly what to do. Do not assume that they know, so help guide them in that review process. What did you enjoy the most?
Now, if your reviews have complaints, copy every review from your listing, paste them into an AI model, and ask it to pull out every complaint across them, right? Think of what comes back as valuable guest feedback. Your guests are telling you exactly what to fix. Getting the same piece of negative feedback in more than one review is just negligent hosting. One guest telling you the Wi-Fi is slow is feedback. 3 guests telling you the Wi-Fi is slow is a choice you are making, and you need to fix it and fix it fast.
Respond to each and every review, good or bad. You are not talking to the guest who left it for you. You're talking to every potential guest reading your reviews right now, deciding whether or not to book you. Be professional, be humble, and if something was fixed, date it. This was addressed on March 3rd. That one line turns a hesitation into a booking. It's confirmation that it's been taken care of.
I'll give a quick example. So let's say, this actually happened to me. A guest said the stay was lovely. There was an issue with the dishwasher. We couldn't use it during our stay, but everything else was great. So when I respond to that review, I say, we are so sorry that happened during your stay. The dishwasher was serviced on March 3rd, and future guests can enjoy a perfectly functioning dishwasher. I said something like that. But that tells the potential guest booking you that you are paying attention and you're actually taking action on the feedback that's being left in your reviews.
Reason number 6, your settings are making it hard to book your property. This is the fastest fix in this video. Right now, inside your Airbnb settings, there are switches actively repelling guests. Every hoop you make the guest jump through, that's a booking that you're just not getting.
For example, we want you to turn on Instant Book for all guests. Every day it's off is a day that you're losing the search ranking boost that Airbnb gives to Instant Book listings, and a day a guest waited for your approval and booked someone else instead.
Next, you're going to turn off required booking messages. Also, you're going to turn off extra person fees. You are pricing yourself out at checkout, and guests are bouncing when the total, it doesn't match what they saw when they first clicked. Audit your minimum stay settings. If they are too restrictive, you again are invisible to a significant portion of searches that are happening in your market.
We did a full video on exactly which settings are killing your conversions and why. We'll put the link below in the show notes. Watch it after this one and open your settings today.
The hosts who are getting these bookings, they are not luckier than you. They are more intentional than you. You've got to start today.
Inside Strategic Host, we help hosts get more nights booked, charge what their property is actually worth, and stop leaving money on the table.
If you watch this and you want to know exactly which of these 6 are holding your listing back, that's a conversation we'll have on the call. Link in the description to apply.
And with that, I am Sarah Karakayan.
I'm Annette Grant, and together we are...
Thanks for visiting.